Now, there have been talks in the weeks leading up to the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championships about the possibility of Calabar posing a challenge to title holders Kingston College. But new head coach Corey Bennett is being realistic in his expectations. This evening, we continue our build-up to the high school spectacle with the spotlight on the team from Red Hills Road.
A close finish at the corporate area development meet sparked discussion of the possibility of Calabar overhauling Kingston College to reclaim the Mortimer Geddes Trophy. But having finished more than 200 points behind KC at champs last year, Coach Corey Bennett, who is in his first season guiding the 28-time champions, is not ready to step out on that limb just yet.
It's hard to chop off 200 points that we lost by last year in one season, and that's just the reality of it. I think we would have closed that gap significantly, but to just chop off 200 points is almost unheard of and impossible. But this is Calabar, and Calabar will always go there to compete. And I think the boys are boys, and boys always want to win.
The Lions, as they're affectionately called, came to within 12 points of KC at the two-day corporate area development meet, scoring 415 to KC's 427, less than a month before champs. But the depth to mount a challenge at champs could prove an issue.
I was told this is the smallest group Calabar has ever had. And I think by just the visual you can see it's probably a very small group. But we're trying to focus a little bit more on the quality side than the quantity side. And I know it's not a 30-member group like Ulmer's did in 2010, but it would be a smaller group. I think our coaching staff is a little less than former years, so we had to kind of shrink the size of the training group.
Much of the points burden will fall on a trio of Class 2 athletes for the Lions. Nicoy Bramwell burst onto the scene in Class 3 last year, winning the 200 and finishing second in the 100 metres. But this year he'll be in unfamiliar territory. He'll be moving up in class to Class 2 and in distance to the 400 metres. So how is the transition so far?
It's a great one, sir. It's not that really hard though. It's not really different from the 100 meters.
Serious? But
yes,
it's more training. It's harder training, isn't it?
It's harder training, yes, sir, but it not really matters, sir. An advantage that I have in the 400 right now, sir, is the speed over all of them, sir. They are strength, sir, and I'm a speed person, sir.
Shaquane Gordon led the 110-metre hurdles final last year in Class 2 before he was corralled by the KC duo of Jaden Campbell and Kaheem Carby and fell before the line, eventually finishing fourth.
Well, it is still my best race, sir. But
Technically?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
But I just one thing just fell at the line.
So why would you say? You were anxious or you rush it or...
Pressure, man.
Pressure?
Pressure. I feel excited for the 100, but I don't want to call any time on myself. Well, we see at champs.
Kamani Gordon is the Class 2 200-metre corporate area champion.
So I think last year I was inexperienced and young, so this year I'm more experienced and I have a more advantage this year than last year, sir.
Decathlete Kevin Brooks is the team's vice-captain.
Our teammates are very, they communicate a lot, and if there is any problem, they bring it to me and I will suggest this to the coach and we try to fix it as much as possible.
And despite the small numbers, there is always the pressure that comes with guiding a 28-time champion.
I'm aware that there are persons who were not for me being here and there are persons who were for me being here. I think that has quieted a little bit over the last couple of months, but I'm aware that the pressure is still on. I mean, Calabar have some very intelligent, very influential old boys that always want to win, but then you have the ones who are thoughtful of the process and appreciative of the process and understand that it's going to take some time.